What if I told you that the biggest risk to your Exosome Serum isn't the brand, isn't the price, and isn't even the expiration date? What if the real problem is something you can detect at home without tools, without labs, and without spending a single dollar? Today, we're breaking down the $0 freshness test and why the form of your Exosome Serum may matter more than anything else. This isn't hype, this is biology. If you have ever searched for Exosome Serums online, you have probably noticed something strange. Every product claims to be advanced, clinically inspired, doctor-formulated, but almost none of them clearly explain stability. American consumers are educated, but they're busy. Most buyers assume if it's expensive and legal to sell, it must still be active. That assumption is understandable, but biologically, it's risky. Because exosomes aren't like vitamin C, they aren't like hyaluronic acid, and they definitely aren't shelf-stable by default. So why does almost no one talk about this? Because stability is inconvenient marketing. Let's slow this down and get grounded in real science. Exosomes are microscopic lipid vesicles released by cells. Inside them, proteins, peptides, RNA signals, they're messengers, not fillers. Here's the key difference most videos skip. Exosomes are biological structures, not just chemical ingredients. That means they're sensitive to heat, moisture, mechanical agitation, time. Think of them less like bottled water and more like frozen biological samples. In labs, exosomes are typically freeze-dried, stored cold, reconstituted, right before use. That alone should raise an important question. Why are so many consumer exosome serums sold as liquids? Let's talk about what happens before your serum ever reaches your bathroom. In the US, most skincare products travel through non-refrigerated shipping trucks, warehouses without temperature control, delivery vans during summer heat. Temperatures inside shipping vehicles can exceed 120 degrees Fahrenheit. Now ask yourself, would a biological signaling structure survive that environment? Suspended in liquid? That's not a conspiracy. That's logistics. Even if a serum starts stable, repeated heat exposure increases degradation risk. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Most labels don't warn you. Room temperature stable does not mean biologically intact. This is where the conversation usually gets emotional. So we're keeping it neutral. Liquid exosome serums. Convenient, ready to use, higher degradation risk over time. Powdered, lyophilized exosomes. Dehydrated for stability, reconstituted before use, preferred format in research environments. Freeze-drying removes water, the #1 enemy of protein stability. That doesn't automatically mean all powders are perfect. And it doesn't mean all liquids are useless. But statistically, powders offer more control over freshness. And that brings us to the $0 test. This is not a diagnostic test. This does not prove effectiveness, and it is not a medical claim. This is an observational stability check. Here's what you look for. First, visual clarity. Fresh liquid should look consistent. Excess cloudiness or sediment may signal instability. Second, separation over time. Let the serum sit untouched, and even layers may indicate protein breakdown. Third, heat sensitivity awareness. If a product requires refrigeration after opening, stability was already fragile, these signs don't prove failure, but they do raise questions. Powdered formats avoid many of these risks simply by design. Here's where US consumers should pay attention. Most labels do not disclose cold chain handling, stability duration after manufacturing, and heat tolerance data. Expiration dates are legal requirements, not biological guarantees. 2 products can expire on the same day, while one lost activity months earlier. Transparency is rare. Education is power. This is important for balance and for trust. Liquid exosome serums may be reasonable for short-term use, professional clinical settings, controlled storage from day one. This video isn't about fear, it's about informed choice. If you're looking for an affordable powder option, focus on format, not hype. Search on Google for lyophilized exosome powder serum or freeze-dried exosome facial powder. Look for single-use or small vials, clear reconstitution instructions, no extreme claims. I have linked one entry-level powder option below, not as a miracle product, But as a format example for beginners, always patch test. Always store correctly. And remember, freshness starts with structure. Before you buy another serum, ask, what form is it in? How is it stored? How transparent is the brand? Skincare doesn't need to be mysterious. It needs to be honest. If this video helped you think more clearly about exosome stability, subscribe to the Glow and Grow Guide. This channel exists to explain, not exaggerate. Check the description for educational links, powder format example, follow-up videos. And remember, price doesn't determine freshness. Biology does.